super duper normalnie aż awesome. Superowo.
Got the M5 comp with the comp package. Upgrading to the one and only Meisterschaft.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Bullet's Garage. I got Bully Kid behind the camera, and today we're installing the Meisterschaft axle back system on the BMW M5. So in order to mock this system up, we're gonna have to cut into the original system because it is a one piece from the downpipe to the exhaust. So we have to mock this up, find a place to cut before we could attach this system. So that's what we need to do first.
All right, too much information, bro. I just want you to kiss it right now, bro. Like, you gotta kiss it, bro. Like, what made you go with this exhaust?
Well, I always was the biggest fan of the actual look of the tips. I know you're not a fan, and a lot of people are not a fan of the little slit, but this is like signature Meisterschaft look, and I always love the look and the sound. And if you see stainless steel piping, when do you see stainless steel this shiny?
Yeah, it's definitely polished up. It's retaining your valve system, right?
Yes.
So I'm assuming, I'm not sure how the structure is inside, but I'm assuming there is some kind of baffling there. There's some more straight flow through baffling compared to the stock one.
Absolutely, and I think the actual piping is bigger than stock. That's what I've heard online. The great thing actually is these valves, if you look inside, they are open full time. So the stock system, the valves are always closed and I have to open them.
Oh, so
this system is always going to be open, and if I want it quieter, we're just going to push a button and make it quiet.
Oh,
so that's
okay,
great.
so it works opposite, which...
It works opposite, yes.
That makes more sense. Yeah, I mean, the system looks good. I just measured the tips. These are 4-inch tips compared to the 3-inch tips. And I gotta say, if you take a close look here, there's a big void in this diffuser area. So,
Yeah.
and honestly, I didn't like the black tips because remember on your Lexus GSF, you went like black originally,
Dark,
and it
yeah.
didn't really look good.
Yeah.
But then you went stainless steel tips with the, what was the second exhaust you got?
That was
The JL something?
Josie exhaust.
The Josie exhaust with the full stainless and the
looks-
muffler. You
it
saw
looks
when you
so
saw the
much better.
muffler,
Yeah, it looks so
like
good.
it looked awesome. And I think that stainless right over here is really gonna pop through the diffuser, and I think the 4-inch tip is gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
So let's get to work.
Good to work.
Let's get to work. And any affiliate links here?
So I want to give a big shout out to GT Meisterschaft because they did give me a partial sponsorship here. It's not a free product by any means, but I did get a nice discount so I could post some videos of this system. So thank you, GT HAUS.
Yeah, links down below. All right, so personal view from Bully Kid. Since I didn't get paid or get any discounts, I'm going to tell you what I personally think about this exhaust. From the get-go, it looks like 304 stainless. I'm not exactly sure. Hopefully, it's a little bit bigger diameter than stock, or at least more free-flowing. And for an axle back, you actually get quite a bit of length to an axle back. Usually axle backs are pretty short, maybe just about this length, and for them to include all these pipes is pretty good. This kind of makes it more than just an axle back. My only concern when I said this, when I seen him bringing these from the basement, I'm like, yo, bro, you dropped the pipes. And as you can see, this is news to me, but I guess they actually squeeze the pipes strategically in certain locations so it clears the body of the car and the lines, and it's still bigger piping, and it should provide more flow. But yeah, I believe we'll see once we take out the factory one if it's kind of sandwiched as well. But that really threw me off, and I don't know how to feel about that. All right, we got some light behind the exhaust, and you could really see.
Not no more.
Oh, well, you still see it through one. But yeah, just so you can see all the light, especially on this one flowing. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. It's diverging to the other one. So I mean, yeah, this exhaust is pretty dang free flowing, as you can see.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, he is responsible for this cut and the measurement. If he fucked up, he's gonna have to start welding over here.
I've never done a cut like this before.
But basically, we got those, what's that thing called?
Dude, exhaust freaking cutters.
Yeah, it's like an exhaust
It's like-
cutter.
Almost looks like a freaking...
Instead of using, you know, your Sawzall, this is cleaner cut. Takes a little longer, but so basically we measured it up, but we gave ourselves about 1 inch extra of space for, you know, mistakes. If
Dude,
anything,
this is so hard.
if anything, we'll do a second
I
cut.
can't even squeeze these pliers.
But yeah, we're gonna time lapse this and watch him struggle.
No time lapse, bro. Don't waste people's time. We'll get to you when this is cut.
Or that.
All right, we just finally got the old exhaust off. It cut pretty good, just very, it takes a long time to cut. But as you can see, this is the factory exhaust. Got some heat shielding here. Pretty small muffler. I'm not sure how it all contains that sound, but we wanted to double check the pipe length. So I actually took some painter's tape, wrapped it around the stock exhaust and cut it when it was overlapping. And now I'm wrapping the same diameter over the Meisterschaft. Is it Meisterschaft? Meisterschaft exhaust, and you can see that pipe is much bigger. I mean, that's at least 1.5 inches bigger right over here. You got this guy trying to mock up a part of that exhaust over here. And we'll still have to finesse a few things.
And I need you to help me finesse and hold this bad boy.
Hold on, this looks pretty dang good.
Tengo la gasolina.
It's a good grip. Hold it right there.
What? Yeah, but there's no fucking way. This axle has to be sitting fucking lower.
Axle clearance issues on passenger side. But the tips though look pretty badass. We got it pretty flush, staggered. That was my recommendation. I think it looks really good this way. Not overly rice, but just enough to know we ain't playing around here. Kind of blows because if you want to keep them tucked in, obviously you don't really see the name all that much. And he can edit this out if he wants, but you know, this one ain't even in the center of the exhaust. This one seems like it's angled a little bit too. So.
Passenger side.
It's literally on that exhaust with the wheels hanging. Tight clearances here as well, but it's okay. It's just the axle's the worst spot. We started this install 6:40. It's 12:44 in the morning right now, and we're gonna crank her up. I think we polished everything up, cleaned it up.
Yep.
Yeah. You excited? Any words before we get started?
Nope.
Is it gonna be loud or is it gonna be like mediocre?
It's gonna be loud, but I'll probably close the valve so we can quiet it down.
definitely weight. I mean, it was deep, you know. Louder, right?
Sounds like a little park can with them closed.
Yeah, because see, you can adjust the preload on those valves, and that so you can adjust them where there's not that play. Because it might be moving the valve a little bit.
Closed.
Well, yeah, it looks close. Oh, there goes your pen. Finish him. Alright, just took it for an initial spin, and it's definitely louder with the valves closed. It's louder than stock exhaust, and with the valves open, it definitely, again, is louder and has a deeper, bassier tone. I'm gonna try to get some footage here for you guys. This is valves closed. Yeah, it's definitely louder, and you can hear the turbos, I think, a little bit more. Try it again. Pops, right? Rev it and let it spool down, because I want to hear the turbos. That shit's slippery as fuck, right? Yeah, I just. All right, first impressions.
I love it. It's so much louder at the very low RPMs between like 1500 and 2000 when you just kind of cruising. The deepness just kind of resonates throughout the cabin. But you know, most of the time if I'm going to be driving with the valves open, I'm not going to be keeping it at those low RPMs, so that's going to be avoidable. But with the valves closed, man, it's just the perfect amount of tone. I mean, I love it.
So long story short, with the valves closed, it's still a hair louder than the factory exhaust. And again, with the valves open, as you guys heard, it's definitely louder, bigger rumble.
With the factory, with the Meisterschaft valves closed, it's louder than the valves open on the stop.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was going at with that. Thanks a lot. So all in all, we drove it, seemed good, nothing's rattling, and yeah, long install, but I guess it's cool. I'm a Honda guy, so I mean, I build my own shit. Build my own shit, and I took it off because it sucks.
It was too loud, that's why you took it off.
Peace out, guys.
All right, guys, it is day 2. We finished the install yesterday. Everything went smooth. There was no rattles or anything after we went for the drive. But the only thing in the back of my mind that kept kind of like annoying me is how close the passenger side, especially, exhaust piece is to the rear axle boot. So let me show you how tight it actually is and what I'm gonna do to try and protect the boot as best as we can, especially since there's not enough manipulation room to adjust the exhaust. So let me zoom out here. So basically, the exhaust is installed. I loosened both these clamps and I tried to manipulate the pipe here to kind of either twist it down a little bit or up, but there's really no give with it. So my best bet is just to wrap this piece right here that's sitting right next to the axle and kind of try to protect it that way. And there, if you could see, that is the axle, and with the car off the ground, it is riding on the exhaust, which I don't like since that is not safe. All right, so I had just enough wrap to be able to do both sides, and I had these nice clamps on this one. So we are protected more or less a little bit closer to the diff right here. We have a little heat resistance as well as the axle right above there. On this side, same thing. We got the heat protection here. So I'm happy with that. Now I could rest a little bit easier knowing that that is very close, but I have this and we don't have to worry about heat damaging anything with these bad boys. And just to give you a great example of how protective this is, let's just hit it with the torch for fun. Okay. Absolutely nothing happens to it. It's gonna keep us safe and protected. Let's go.